Working of P2 hybrid vehicle. Hi everybody, welcome back to our YouTube channel Core Classroom Learning. Today we're going to talk about P2 hybrid topology. In the last couple videos we discussed about P0 and P1 hybrid topology. Moving on, so what is a P2 hybrid topology? A P2 hybrid is a hybrid vehicle architecture where your electric motor is placed between your internal combustion engine and your transmission. Okay, so E machine will always be between ICE and transmission, and it will be separated through a clutch. Okay, so I will repeat, your E machine will be placed between your internal combustion engine and transmission, and it will be separated by a clutch. So basically, because it's between your ICE and transmission, and then there's a clutch which you always have a possibility to decouple. This layout will basically allow the vehicle to run in a pure EV mode, okay, only engine only mode, and combined hybrid mode. So you can do a EV mode, engine only mode, and a combined hybrid mode with this topology. So basically, what are the main components in this topology? If we look closely at the diagram, we have the internal combustion engine, which will basically generate your mechanical power by burning fuel, which could be either petrol or diesel, and it basically provides power for long distance driving, right? And this also helps to recharge your battery to the motor when the motor is acting as a generator. Then you have a clutch. So basically the clutch can connect or disconnect the engine from your e-machine. So you can see here it can either connect or disconnect the engine to motor. And why this is important? Because if your clutch is open, okay, your engine is disconnected. So then this block will not be there. So that means you can drive in a pure EV mode. But if your clutch is closed, your engine and motor can work together, right? Like you see in this diagram here. Okay, then you have your electric motor or your generator. So motor mode is basically it will use electricity from battery to drive the car, and in the generator mode it will convert mechanical energy back to electricity to recharge your battery. So by giving negative torque, which we understood in the last video, is called recuperation. If you have still doubts, please watch P1 hybrid topology video which I uploaded just yesterday. Next, you also have inverter. So basically the inverter will convert electricity between two forms. It will convert DC from battery to AC for motor. Okay, so your battery will have direct current, but your motor cannot be supplied with that direct current, so it has to be converted. So your inverter helps with that. And then during regeneration mode, when you need to recharge the battery, that time it will take AC from motor to DC to battery. So that is the role of your inverter. Okay, and then you of course have the lithium ion battery, which is the most used battery chemistry, that stores the electrical energy. So this basically is used to power the electric motor. It is also used for hybrid assist during acceleration, and like I said, for EV only driving. Then what is the role of transmission? The transmission will basically send power from motor or engine to the wheels. So if you're driving only engine mode, then it will take the power from here. If you're driving EV mode, then it will take power from here, and basically it will send it to the wheels. So this is what will control your gear ratio and your vehicle speed and your torque. Okay. Now let's see what are the different power flow in different driving modes. Okay. So first is electric mode. If you are doing a pure EV mode, how does the power flow look like? So it will go from your battery to inverter to your motor, then your transmission, and then the wheels. Okay, looking back over here, so if you see the flow here, it will be your battery, inverter, motor, transmission, and wheels. Okay, so basically your clutch here will disconnect the engine, so this will be open and this will be the flow. This kind of pure electric mode is happening when, like I said, clutch disconnects the engine. So here basically you have zero fuel consumption, obviously because it's pure EV mode, okay, and it's mostly preferred in city driving, okay, so it's used in city driving because you can get good benefits here. Next, you have hybrid mode or your power assist mode. So how does the flow look here? Basically, you can say engine plus motor to your transmission to wheels. This is how the hybrid mode would work. So engine and motor will both work together, and that energy is transferred to the wheels via the transmission. So here in such a case, your engine will basically provide the base power, okay, then so basically your machine or your e-motor, it will basically boosts the acceleration and it will improve efficiency, okay. Then if we have engine only mode, I think it's clear, then you will have engine, transmission and then wheels. That means only engine, this will transmit power to the wheels, right. This is basically used in case of highway cruising, and in this case, like I said, motor will remain inactive because clutch will be decoupled here. Then you also have your regenerative braking. So fourth would be regen braking. So how regen braking would work? You will from wheels, this is basically reverse, to motor which will be acting in the generator mode now, to your inverter to convert AC to DC and then to the battery to charge the battery so you can increase the SOC. So basically every time you're going downhill or you're pressing brake, you are supplying negative energy or negative torque, not negative energy, negative torque back to the battery to recharge your battery. Now looking into the advantages. What are the advantages of having a P2 hybrid architecture? Who should go for a P2 hybrid architecture? First of all, of course, if you're looking for a pure EV drive, then you should go for it. Then of course, it's also used to improve fuel efficiency. If you want to experience regen braking, boosting, then this is a great choice. Of course, regen braking and boosting can be done in P0 or P1 also, but it is only limited due to the motor capacity or motor power. Then you could also do here your engine can be decoupled. So yeah, that is another characteristic, and it's compatible with your existing transmission. Okay, so because of these benefits, many manufacturers use P2 systems in modern hybrid vehicles. But you have to also consider some of the disadvantages. Of course, for P2 hybrid, it's of course more complex due to compared to P0, P1 and so on. There's a higher cost associated with this kind of architecture than again P0, P1, right, because you need this power electronics, you need larger motor and so on. Then your clutch wear and maintenance, because your clutch would be frequently engaged and disengaged, so there could be some additional wear of your clutch, right. Then of course increased packaging space. So if you're somebody who would want to go, you want to convert your traditional vehicle to a hybrid, then you have to really consider there'll be some packaging challenges, especially if it's a smaller vehicle and there'll be limited space for larger motors or batteries. And there's also limited electric power compared to EV, which means you can get shorter electric range. You cannot expect a lot of electric range. So these are basically some of the disadvantages, but I hope it's clear what a P2 hybrid is, what are the different modes, and how does it work. To sum it up or to summarize, P2 hybrid is something where your e-motor is between your ICE and your transmission, and then you have a clutch which can be coupled or decoupled, which allows you to go to a pure EV mode, a hybrid mode, or a engine only mode, right. Then there are different power flows. We have pure electric, hybrid mode, regen braking and so on, and then we also discussed about the advantages and disadvantages. If you're interested to know what are the examples of P2 hybrid vehicles in the market, there are few hybrid vehicles running right now. I did a benchmarking based on open resource data, and I can bring that information to you if you're interested in the next video. So let me know if you would like such kind of information. Till then, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe our videos. And I hope you have a great day. Thank you.